Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hey everybody, welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. All right. Oops. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Professional mode.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jai Srila Prabhupada. All right. What do we got here? Ravi Yamuna. All right, let's start out with some Bhagavatam. Let's check this out. See if this I might read something else too. Yeah. Okay, so we're reading this morning Srimad Bhagavatam 1:4, and that was 6. Let's go to verse 7. Yeah, so translation. How did it so happen that King Parikshit met this great sage, making it possible for this great transcendental essence of the Vedas, Srimad Bhagavatam, to be sung for him? Purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam is stated here as the essence of the Vedas. It is not imaginary story as it is sometimes considered by unauthorized men. It is also called Sukha Samhita, or the hymn spoken by Shukadev Goswami, the great liberated sage. Is sometimes considered imaginary story. Yeah, imaginary story is because you don't, you can have blind faith in it if you want. You can read the Bhagavatam and all these things are happening that are kind of super normal. A lot of stuff, sitting for 7 days and listening to the Bhagavatam. It's only, without eating and stuff like that. But it's only with some taste can you start to believe this is possible. And it's all about taste. And that's and I've seen that in India. People start to think it's imagination. But you need the taste. And that's what you get by being in the line, in the real disciplic line. If you notice, I've noticed, there's often people don't have much taste for transcendental literatures. They have taste for other things. And all of us, I don't think anybody is perfectly qualified with complete, perfect taste in the sense that you don't care. You're like Rupa Goswami, completely renounced the world like Raghunath. See, but the Lord is so amazingly magnanimous. He's giving us this taste in disciplic line. Okay? Or you like to read these books. They give you life, inspiration. See, they give you actually find out it's like real life because it's true. It's eternal. You feel that immortality. Yeah, see the topics here in the world. You can see the politics and all that stuff. I ask how you feel after you listen to these people, and it's just you listen to people lying to you, and then a lot of times people believe it. You listen to people cheating you, and you let them cheat you. This is the world, man. And then you listen to those who are pointing out. You see, this guy is cheating you. See, they're cheating you. They're lying to you, and you can't really do anything about it much, really. Nobody, even the guys telling you, oh, you see, they're cheating you. See, it's like, well, we're just going to tell you and make you feel miserable that you're being cheated and lied to, and you can't do anything about it because this is what they ask those people in Australia, in New Zealand, and Canada how much they can do. I mean, they're fighting it the best they can. A lot of it, and they're fighting. These people are lying to you. Your prime ministers are lying to you. They're cheating you and all that. But how does it make you feel? You feel kind of helpless, and you can't do anything about it. Now, this is what we do about these things here. See, something we can do about it. Here, I'll let you guys, if anybody wants to come on. Here you go. Here's the link in case you want to come on. Oops, what is this? Oh, okay, the link's in the comments. Yeah, so here we can do something about it. in a way that actually in a way that doesn't even upset anybody much, because nobody knows what we're doing. And this is the thing. Here we're getting real life. We're becoming immortal by doing these talks. It's all about taste. When we hear from devotees who have this taste, it's just naturally you start to see the logic of it. You start to see, wow, God does exist, man, and we're tasting our way to that understanding. See, because the taste is not material. You're not tasting it on your tongue per se, but you are, because it's kind of like there's a spiritual tongue, like slipped inside the regular physical tongue. And it's working just like when you're eating and enjoying sense gratification. Devotees are also tasting these verses, tasting this name. See, and you can see, how do you know this is really good? Well, look at the faces of devotees who are relishing their transcendental food. Yeah. Hey, Lance, haven't seen you in a while. What happened? Are you okay? Yeah. So making it possible for this great transcendental essence of the Vedas to be sung to him. See, this essence of the Vedas, that's what liberates people. Again, that doesn't do much about it if I tell you, okay, maybe you're not like ready to hear the essence. So but that's, you got to see, okay, I'm going to tell you, I'll do lots of rules, regulations, and ceremonies and all that. There's some life in that, because it has some relationship to the Lord. At least you're doing it, in relation, but it's still like not a lot of life in it. There's some life in it, and there's a point, but it doesn't completely satisfy the self. See, this is a secret. You got to do something that completely satisfies the self. Like renunciation satisfies the self somewhat. The Lord, when Lord Chaitanya saw people that were renouncing, but not artificially, but renouncing because they had taste, and he would be very happy. Oh, there's more time for bhajan. More time for making the Lord in their hearts happy, because the Lord is, sense gratification. I mean, that's okay. You got to do it, but we usually do it. I mean, I also, I'm not perfect in this. I just, the thing is, satisfying the Lord in the heart is the main thing, and to just keep the body and soul together. I'm not perfect in that, but see, the Lord ain't waiting for me to be perfect in that. And this way, I think a lot of devotees, well, there's some new devotees coming, they think they got to be perfect first before they can give a offering acceptable to the Lord. No, the Lord wants you just to come in line where those devotees have taste, and a lot of Vaishnavas in our Sangha do already. Associate with those persons and get the taste by association. Get the taste by hearing from enthusiastic devotees telling you the truth, not lying to you, not cheating you. Uh, uh, they have no material motive other than the pleasure of just speaking the truth in the world. Now, isn't that refreshing? Wouldn't that be refreshing? Have no motive to share this transcendental truth other than it's just such a pleasure to do so. Randy, what is this? What is this? Okay, I tried to get you on, but it's not working there. Your internet's not strong enough, I guess. Yeah, so it's a great verse here. Okay, next verse. He, Shukadev Goswami, was accustomed to stay at the door of a householder. You know what? I'm just going, let's see. No, I'm going to go to the next verse. Verse 9. Richard, there he is. Okay, Richard, welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, next verse. So it is said that Maharaj Parikshit is a great first-class devotee of the Lord, and that his birth and activities are all wonderful. Please tell us about him. See? He's a great devotee. Let's hear about devotees, man. You want life, or you want to hear about Trump? You want to hear about Biden? Oh, the guy can't even. How does it make you feel? Happy? No, nobody. I don't feel happy listening to that. Oh, he's retarded and all that stuff. Well, okay. Well, what's the point, man? Well, the point is I may use it in my preaching to make a point about what's eternal. See, that's Bhagavatam. You use these things. See, you don't have to give up. Isn't that amazing? I don't even have to give up criticizing. I just love it, man. People, they say, don't criticize. You're not supposed to criticize. Man, it's great for preaching. I have nothing against any of these guys, But yeah, it's not really criticizing. It's the highest truth. Highest truth is what? Taste. Tasting these wonderful verses and these truths. Highest truth. But is it alone? Distinguished from illusion. What is that? Practically everything else, actually. But so we got a lot of material on both sides. Upendra, you're not making it here, so I can't, it's just not working. Your internet's not strong enough or something. Yeah, renouncing, so yeah, you don't have to be perfect in anything. Just come here and get the taste. That's the main thing. See, first-class devotee. See, a first-class devotee, actually, a lot of people trying to be first-class devotee. Oh, this is a first. See, here. I'll just show you some of the subtle illusions in religion. I've been part of so many of these groups. Oh, this guy's first-class devotee. Oh, yeah, why is that? Well, because he's renounced. Because he follows the rules strictly like lines on a stone. Because he's austere. He's first class. No. That ain't first class enough according to the absolute truth. Not according to Lord Chaitanya's preaching. That's first class. Oh, he's a brahmachari. Oh, he hasn't had sex in 20 years. I'm sorry, that ain't first class enough yet. But what's first class? Give me a housewife. Give me a housewife. Give me a waitress. Let them hear these truths from a person who tastes these things. And if they like, wow, this is so great. Wow, I love this. Hey, man, first class. Devotee, first class. People don't know what first class devotee is. First class means you have taste. You're in the line. You're a real disciple, man. You listen to ecstatic devotees. You acknowledge the highest truth. See, you don't have to be anything special other than given the intelligence that you get by hearing from devotees who know these uncommon things. Because of what? Deep taste. Prabhupada came to me in 1996. Okay, my Prabhu, you teach them the essence of the Vedas, just like here, man, the essence. Don't go take the Bhagavatam and preach them about Varnashram Dharma. That ain't the essence. The Bhagavatam begins at being dissatisfied that I'm going to be liberated doing Varnashram Dharma and rules and regulations and regulative devotional service. Means dissatisfied, like in my heart, is there anything more, Krishna? That's when a Shukadev Goswami shows up, or Narada Muni showed up to Vyasadeva, because he was like that. Not only did he follow Varnashram Dharma, but he taught it and wrote it, and still, Lord, is there anything more? So when you're like that, what's the Lord? Who's Lord gonna send you? An ecstatic devotee. Doesn't everybody know Narada Muni? Haven't you read about Narada? Narada's like, Hare Krishna, laughing and crying. I mean, he'll send you that kind of devotee. See, so it's stages. See, when you're satiated and you realize, is there something more really, and you're calling out to the Lord, then a Shukadev Goswami comes and tells you the confidential part of the Vedas. Then you realize, you know what, I didn't even really study Bhagavatam, even though I read it 4 times and 5 times. Ask Janaki and Johan. You didn't study it until you follow the process by regular classes of Srimad Bhagavatam from a devotee who is empowered by Krishna. See? Now you're following. Oh, I see. Studying Bhagavatam and understanding Bhagavatam means to enter the process. Be a real disciple. Let me hear from a Shukadev Goswami, who is none other, anyone who is actually used by the transcendental potency, and they are rare, by the way, unusual, uncommon. See? And then it becomes more common because people are getting the taste also, and you're becoming like your guru. You're also tasting your way through the line, just like the guru did. Either he did in this life or another one. He got his taste awakened in this life or another one. Yeah. Yeah, mute your mic there. Why there? What? Yeah, so this is how it goes here. Let's see what else we got here. And his birth and activities are all wonderful. Please tell me about him. Here he is back again. Birth and activities are wonderful. Please tell me about him. See, this is the thing. When people are eager to hear about transcendental personalities, that's why the Lord comes himself and he sends his devotees. Because what they do here on this planet is auspicious. That's why you see, if there's a real devotee here and he's your guru and you chant their name, you become ecstatic. The Lord is like, wow, this is so great, man. Now you're giving me, it's just the Lord's pleasure. The Lord is happy. He loves, especially if you found I'm telling you, that's why you see the devotees here who chant their guru's name and they're just, I feel if other people look at that, they say, what is this? Look at Lalita Ganga. She chants her guru's name and she's laughing at him. That is really offensive. Yeah, naturally, why would you laugh at your guru when you're giving pranams to them? See, they don't know. The Lord is just jubilant and very happy inside. And therefore, if you're a devotee and you've been accepted by the transcendental Lord, he will feel it through you. You're his little feelers. How would you like Sachi be the Lord's little feelers? Here's a little feely. Ever see those little feelers going out? That's you. When he's looking for a warm fuzzy, he goes, I'm going to go to Sachi Devi. She's going to give me a warm fuzzy. She's my feeler. Feeler, touch. Oh, she touched the Bhagavatam. Oh, and inside you feel happy because the Lord's happy. I'm teaching you Vrindavan. The Lord taught me, I share it with you.
Well, I because I decided that at 6 p.m. I'm going to the park with my musical instruments.
Thank
Even
God, man. Stop punishing yourself.
done.
Yeah, stop punishing you. Just go do it, man. If it's even on your mind, just do it, man. That's Krishna. And then even if it doesn't work out, then hey, man, it's good. It becomes more clear, you know. Otherwise, go hovering on a mental platform does no good. Just inside you're feeling like going, just go. There's a lesson for you, whatever, right or wrong, good or bad. It's just going to get more clear. The Lord wants you to act. Act. Yeah. Otherwise, in the mental place, just no happiness in that. Okay. Next. So, purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. The birth of Maharaj Parikshit is wonderful because in the womb of his mother, he was protected by the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. His activities are also wonderful because he chastised Kali, who was attempting to kill a cow. To kill cows means to end human civilization. He wanted to protect the cow from being killed by the great representative of sin. So anyway, this is still, this is the external stuff. He was a king, and it's a king's duty to protect the citizens. And back then they were very Vedic and all that stuff. And so that's still, that's a king's duty and everything. But he renounced all of that to go and do the essence of the Vedas. I noticed a lot of Vaishnavas, they make a mistake there. They start to get all huffy. Oh, this person is eating meat. And this, how can he be a real Christian? And the guy might be worshiping Jesus with a heart with pure gold, just in love with Christ. Oh, you're saying he's still a sinful person. No, you're more sinful because you criticize a devotee. You don't understand the essence of the Vedas, my friend. Oh, poor Hari's talking about, he's condoning sin. No, I ain't condoning sin. What is really sinful is to criticize a person who has love for God, love for Christ even. The Christ has given his mercy. That is sinful, man. Oh, where is that said? Oh, it's all over the place, my friends. Okay? When you're not an external bhakta, then you see, oh yeah, look at this. Lord Chaitanya gave love of God to a Muslim beef eater. Okay? He gave it to a Muslim beef eater. And yet he wouldn't give it to a Brahmin who would be critical of Vaishnavas. Okay? What does that tell you? See, this is the essence. That's why Prabhupada and Bhakti-san, they give the baby food because people can't understand the real essence. Because if you do, then you would never criticize a real Vaishnava that's an ecstatic devotee. But most people don't know that. They're so concerned about, killing bodies or not killing bodies. Body it's a temporary, nobody condone, killing is not a good thing. It's not, it's a bad thing, so, but I'm not into good and bad, the world is going to go on. The Lord might sanction, genocide. Sometimes it's sanctioned. If it occurs, it's obviously allowed. He sanctioned it with Arjuna. This was a big thing with Arjuna. He could figure, should I fight the opposite side? These persons are this way. They were my teachers, and they're this and that. And Lord Krishna said, this is all ordained. I came here to do that, to wipe things clean. But the killing, it's a bad thing. See, it's when God looks at things differently than man does. This good and bad is material duality. Okay, so of course we're living in society. It's not a good thing to kill bodies. It's a bad thing. So here we're more concerned with transcendental subject matters that are to do with the soul. You know, this good and bad thing is when people, a lot of people, they don't see. There was no. This is what St. Paul was preaching. He said people don't, there was no law, so there was no sin, there was no good and bad. So people would just kill or do whatever they want, have sex with their mothers, with animals, and there was no regulation about that. So that, that's, you're not a human, it's, just like animals do stuff like that. So anyway, there was no regulation, and so that's a little bit of a foundation. But the real essence of the Vedas are transcendental to all of this stuff. That's why generally devotees don't get concerned about these things, because the actions and reactions in this world are due to our implication in this. Okay? So anyway, that's that. All right. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go to the next verse. So he was, translation, he was a great emperor and possessed all the opulences of his acquired kingdom. He was so exalted that he was increasing the prestige of the Pandu dynasty. Why did he give up everything to sit down on the bank of the Ganges and fast till death? See, that's interesting. He had a little help, actually, because he didn't really have any intention of giving that up. The Lord, you see, the Lord arranged that. He was just caught up, he was tired and hot, from riding on a horse, going here and that. And then he saw this Brahmin in meditation, doing, austere meditation. And he thought, this guy is not, he didn't know he was in meditation. He just didn't think, the Lord arranges these things. And he just didn't think about it, and then he put a dead snake around his neck, and the son gets pissed off. See, it's all arranged, and then the son curses the king. But did the king think, oh, this is this Brahmin's son, did cursed me? Shouldn't be done. How dare he? And all this stuff. And he said, no, this is providence. Okay, it's my time to go, because he was a devotee. He thought, okay, this is the order of the Lord. See, and then he went out. He said, okay, I got 7 days. Let me use them. What's the best thing I can do for 7 days? See? And then he meets Shukadev, and Shukadev, he says, hey, well, whether you got 7 days or 7 years or 70 years, then the best activity you can do is to hear from real devotees. Best thing you can do. Okay? Because you'll get a result that you can't get in any other way. See? But by hearing, chanting, remembering about the Lord, and especially from person with taste, and get the bees in your heart. See, so that you get taste, and now you can water. You can happily water the bhakti creeper. It's fun now, more and more. And you start purging and throwing up all that garbage, all that stuff you believed in, all that goody two shoes and passions and ignorant stuff. He says, oh, I see, I'm going to taste my way back to Godhead. You found the path of prema that Lord Chaitanya taught. He taught the path of prema, and he's teaching it again here. The devotees say in Chaitanya Bhagavat, we follow the path of prema. See, the path of taste. See? All in Prabhupada's circle there with the Bhagavatam and all this ISKCON, everything he started there, and Gaudiya Samiti and Gaudiya Math with those represent. It's all going to taste. See, and everybody can just say, yeah, do I have transcendental taste for the Bhagavatam? Do I get really excited when I talk about Krishna? Or am I just doing it for a job? Well, it's my job as a sannyasi to go and preach. But do you really like it? Are you honest enough to ask, do you really like just the pleasure of reciting Srimad Bhagavatam and standing for the truth, even though others may not be pleased by it, but your tongue is? You know the secret of satisfying God, and you're teaching that by example. I think people can ask that question. And until you do, then you're not qualified to even come here, because that's the only qualification is honesty. That's it. Honest with yourself, you know. He was so exalted. Okay, I read that. Okay. Purport. Maharaj Parikshit was the emperor of the world in all the seas and oceans, and he did not have to take the trouble. Oh, Prabhupada is so great. He did not have to take the trouble to acquire. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like he's right here, close. I just love this closeness. This is the kind of closeness Krishna wants to give us. Closeness with him. But not only him, with his devotees. See, it's like he's feeling that closeness through us. And we're giving him the opportunity by focus. See, focus and attentiveness, attending, coming and listening to the recitation of these verses. Hey, and what is the reward? There's a reward. This is not Mayavadi. This is not what do you call false renunciation. The reward is the taste, man. That taste is gold. The inclination to glorify the Lord as he is golden. Bhaktitam says. Want to read that there? Can you read that?
Srila Prabhupada progress. First, you must understand what actually progress is. The thing is that if you try to progress vainly, what is the use of trying? It is a fact you cannot change your material destiny. Why should you try for that? Rather, whatever energy you have, utilize it for understanding Krishna consciousness. That is real progress. Make your spiritual understanding, your understanding of God and self, perfectly clear.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that's what you get from hearing and also study. Devotees, they hear and they also study, man. They relish that. See, when you get this taste, even on your own, man, you can just feel the life. I mean, it's just amazing. I just pick up the book or I listen to a tape and I feel, oh, God is happy in my heart, man. He loves this. I feel so happy that the Lord is happy. Can you imagine? This is self-realization, and it's being given so easily. See? And now it becomes effortless. It's like, oh yeah, I like to breathe. I like to eat, right? In the world. But I also like to breathe the Vedas, man. It's like breathing, right? It's a breathing, the breath of the Vedas, man. I got to breathe these in and out. Breathe them in and breathe them out through this recitation. You get this. This is gold. This is treasure, man. This is what Jesus had. They told him, the disciples said, hey, it's time to eat, Jesus, because they were hungry. Not, Jesus wasn't. He was eating, he had a different kind of food, and they didn't know it. They didn't get the spirit yet. And Jesus said, I have food that you know not of. I'm here to preach about the kingdom. I just love doing that, man. That's my food. And he was in the middle of that. Food comes later. Food always comes, but this is opportunity. So he was saying, no, this is the food. You're going to get this, man. You keep hearing. You're clean by the word that I spoke to you, he said. He said, you're clean. After 3 years of speaking to them, and they were purified. And they cleansed out, hollowed out, and then the Holy Spirit arose. See? And then they were preaching. Paul would preach all night, He would sit there and preach all night sometimes. And one guy got so sleepy, he fell off the thing. And they were up on top of the roof or something. And he fell off the roof and died. And so it said, well, the stories, they are what they are. He said, oh yeah, he resurrected him and all that, you know. But basically, the moral of that story, the deeper essence of that, see, is always a deeper esoteric thing of that. We've all fallen. You could say we've fallen from here's a controversial thing. We've fallen from the spiritual world. Oh, God, no, we agree. We don't agree with that. Let's debate and fight about that. It doesn't matter. The thing is, we're here. It's, it's like it's a fallen condition. We lack this knowledge, man. And the whole thing is, this knowledge is real life. This is called transcendental knowledge. It's the life of the world. How does it give life to the world? Well, people they're studying the illusion, all of them, the demigods and the demons, the good people and the bad people. They're studying the illusion. The demons, they're studying the illusion because they believe in it, and they want control, and they want power, and they want money, and they got a real strong lust for it. And the demigods, they don't want that. They want more freedom, bodily freedom. See, so they're fighting. They're meditating on that. See, so both are an illusion. The demons fight the demigods, and the demigods fight the demons. Why? Because that's the law. The law of the universe. The law of the universe is the competition of the modes. That's why devotees, they get out of competition with the modes. Why do I want to get in? It's like a washing machine, back and forth ping pong game. Counteracting each thing, and then both sides are meditating on illusion. And this whole spiritual dimension is left untouched, and it's just untouched by the masses and by the man. But it doesn't have to be, because that's where the life is. He is in the spiritual dimension. It's in tasting the name. It's in tasting these truths, tasting the Bhagavatam, tasting all these transcendental literatures. They're transcendental literatures. You transcend by tasting them. See? But you got to get the bij in the line. You got to come in the line. See, you come in line, you get the taste. Otherwise not. A lot of people, I got a bona fide guru. Yeah. Do you relish these Srimad Bhagavatam? Do you relish Harikatha to the point of tears, to the point of excessive bliss? Well, not really. But so anyway, this is the thing. It's all leading to coming in line. I guarantee you, Maharaj Parikshit was very ecstatically blissful hearing from Shukadev Goswami, to hear these truths, these confidential truths. Well, read that, Sachi.
It's very small here. I can get my out here. Hold on.
Okay.
I can read it with this.
There you go. Study that well.
Look at, you see my mouth, how big my mouth is. Prabhu, everything in this world has their responsibility. Even God, even demigod, and even demon. If there are not demons, we will not know the importance of God too, and demigod too. So demons are also God's creation.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. And here it's interesting. You say everything in the world has their responsibility. Yeah. So do you know yours? Do you know what you're here for? I know what I'm here for. This is my responsibility. I'm taking care of my responsibility. And see, it's not like I'm sitting there criticizing the demons. No, well, I know my responsibility. That's good. They can't do what I do unless they actually know about the spiritual dimension. and most don't. Trump doesn't know about this stuff to this extent. He might believe in God. He has actually ministers who go see him. He's got some God's pious stuff in that, but he doesn't really know like this. It's our work. This is my response. Demons have what they feel responsible for, and the demigods have what they're responsible for, and I know what I'm responsible for. I'm here to point out their faults. Yeah, I can be a fault finder with no reaction, no what do you call side effect. See, because it's just pointing out the faults. You see, fault finder, fault means, in like, if you define what is a fault, you ever see a fault in the earth that opens up after an earthquake? Ever seen a fault? Could you imagine walking and you didn't know that fault was there and you walk over it? Where would you go? Go down in the fault. See? So the highest truth is distinguished from the faults of the Maya. People don't know that. They've fallen into these fault lines, into the darkness. You go in a fault, earthquake, thing opens up, and you go down in the darkness, right? Well, most people are walking over a lot of these cliffs and these faults in there. So I pointed out, oh, that's a fault there. That's hypocritical.
Well,
That's the
we learned that we're supposed to overlook faults. We're not supposed to look at the faults. And it's like yesterday, I was looking at some faults, and it was really true of somebody else. And then today, I was feeling so bad, like I was like being, just not being a good person because I'm looking at somebody's faults. But
yeah.
they were really, it was a really truth what I was seeing.
Yeah, well, see, the problem is you have to be empowered. See, like when I point out a fault, I don't have any. See, a lot of times if you point out a fault, or most people do, there's energy behind, anger behind, it's all, or whatever, something, or sadness. Please, all these material backings, feelings, energy. Okay? When I point at fault, it's more neutral. It's like, well, it's just a fault. You can overstep that. All you need is the light. It's like Jesus said, I didn't come here to judge the world. I came here to save the world. See, that's a devotee empowered by the transcendental Lord. See, but then he didn't stop there. He said, yet my judgment is just. See, he judged. You have to. That's Bhagavatam. People, they don't know they think the darkness is light. So you got to point out, no, darkness is darkness. That's part of seeing as it is. Darkness is darkness and light is light. And this is the light. See, the light is conclusive truth. Okay? Darkness is hypocrisy and lies and cheating. Okay? Material motivations, all these things. So a lot of people, that's called repentance. You see, yeah, I see. This is what I've been chasing after. It's didn't me no good. Name and fame. See, these guys, a lot of them will die in that name and fame. They won't come here. It's just how it is. It's very strong propensity. Just like a lot of demons, they won't come here. They have very strong desire to control and to make money and all that. Is all. If it's too strong, then you cannot follow this path. You will not be attracted. Same thing. If you're too attracted to name and fame as being a guru and that kind of deep blindness, it could disqualify you from coming here. Lord Chaitanya said, I'm not giving to this love of God to those who are overly proud of their knowledge and their wealth and their reputation and their knowledge, even Vedic knowledge. You won't get, you'll just sit there with your big head and all your followers who are impressed, but you won't get this because, you don't want it. Yeah, that's a good one there, Karuna. All right, a little bit more here. So, Okay, next verse. He was such a great emperor that all his enemies would come and bow down at his feet and surrender all their wealth for their own benefit. He was full of youth and strength, and he possessed kingly opulences that were difficult to give up. Why did he want to give up everything, including his life? As I said, he had a little help too. See, these things, these opulences are not ropes for a devotee. It was known that Maharaj Parikshit was actually a natural devotee. And he had opulences, but he wasn't blinded by them because he had higher taste. He had taste for devotion. See, it was like that kind of a king. So it was easy for him at that point. He's like, oh, okay, well, it's time for me to go. Let go of this. This is all temporary. But he had taste for the eternal. And so the Lord helped him, made that arrangement, and he went for it. Okay, next verse. Translation: those who are devoted to the cause of the personality of Godhead live only for the welfare of others, development and happiness of others. Now that's interesting. See, those who are devoted to the cause of the personality of Godhead. See, I got my magnifying glass out, Sachi. This is mine. I magnify it. See, I take the verse and I just magnify, by picking them apart. Let's examine this. Let me examine this word, this sentence more closely. It's like Scrabble game. Let's unscrabble all this. Those who are devoted to the cause of the personality of Godhead live only for the welfare, development, and happiness of others. See, a lot of people, if you don't know what this means, you think, oh, live for the material happiness of people. Oh, we're going to go and I'm going to make these persons make sure they got enough money and enough wealth and enough this and enough food, enough of this. See, live for the welfare of others. To them, that's wealth. So anyway, devotees might do that at some points. See, they see, like Prabhupada, he lived for the welfare of others. He thought, oh, okay, what would be the wealth? What would be the welfare of others? Varnashram Dharma, rules, regulations. Let's keep people make contact with Krishna, learn about Krishna, study the Vedas, become a Brahmin, more Brahminical. This would be the right step. See, he was living for that. See, so that's how it goes. Now, people are getting life from that. They think, well, yeah, this is really, I still feel life from doing all this. See? But see, I'm also living. See, I'm living for something. I'm living for the welfare and happiness of others. But what am I living for? And what mission is this? See? This is also the mission of the Lord, and it's more the confidential mission. I'm living for the development of the happiness of others, which Prabhupada knew, just didn't preach it so directly, which I also know. The Lord has shown me, Prabhupada has shown me in his books, and my realization, my experience. So I'm living for the happiness of others, and I know, as Prabhupada knew too, you will not be ultimately happy unless you make the Lord happy by the transcendental knowledge of the truth. Until you understand what the Lord makes the Lord happy. The Lord likes to meditate on his devotees. Isn't that a nice, simple truth? Oh, really? The Lord doesn't like to meditate on non-devotees or hypocritically devout devotees. Doesn't matter how pious they are and everything. If they lack devotion, they're not to be meditated on by those who have the intelligence that the Lord gives and that the books give. Only devotees with devotion are worthy to meditate on for the more intelligent devotee. Why? because it gives the Lord the most happiness, which is reflected in your heart. This is what you get here. Your heart gets purified. You realize, doesn't matter how many sins you've done there. Have you learned this lesson? If done so many millions of sins and was a bad person and everything, and it brought you to the point of hearing from a real devotee who gives you the understanding how to develop this, this taste awakens, and how to develop that, and then you'll see, look, all these things go bye-bye. Oh yeah, my life, even as miserable as it was, it brought me to the real path, to a real Vaishnava who is empowered by the Lord. Wow, I was lucky I went through that, because if I had it too good, or I was Mr. Perfect, or I thought I knew everything about bhakti, I might not have come, even though would have had a better life and not be addicted and everything, because you're better off. And you will know this. You will know you are better off no matter what you did or whatever got you here was right, was the perfect thing, because you probably would not be here if you went some other way. And this is how important this meeting is. However you get here, like for River Yamuna, she's been hooked on a machine for 35 years, and as you want to know pain, she's been through it. She had more pain. All this what do you call that? Not rheumatism, but arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis.
Yes.
A lot of things, complications, all these painful suffering. And she says, I said, at first, but it got you here. That was your way. Some people come here, they're so addicted to drugs, and I can't be perfect in my sadhana. Yeah, but it got you here. There are a lot of guys that do really good sadhana, much better than I do. Well, what do I do? All I do is play with God. I just think it's just so fun. I just love to talk about Krishna. I love to chant his name, man. It is the greatest experience, man, just to appreciate Krishna. And look what he does. He makes all arrangements. He said, you just do that. It's like, that Srivas story that River read. She read it a bunch of times. I read it a bunch of times. Same kind of thing. The Lord says, hey, Srivas, what, you don't care about going anywhere and developing anything in the world and being a goody two shoes and all that? No, it's in my heart. I just want to think about you, Lord. I just want to chant your name in great bliss and ecstasy. That's all that's in my heart. But then take sannyas. No, I don't feel like that. I think, boy, I can relate to that. I don't feel like, I just want to think about the Lord. I don't want to do anything artificial. I have no capability to be, I just want to think about the Lord, and chant his name, study Bhagavatam, and pray that you get me over where I can do more of this, get me over my attachments and all this stuff. And the Lord said, oh boy, this is all I hear. This is great, man. This is wonderful. I had so few devotees that do that want to do that. Yeah, so we're here. Whatever got us here, man. Yeah. Where do you see the symptoms of bhakti like this that you see in the Sangha here? That means God is really close, not a distance. He's close. So close, you can see him. You see his ecstasy. That means these devotees, many of them, have been chosen by the Lord. The Lord said, okay, yeah, I choose you. You're choosing me, I choose you. You came in the right way to be chosen. See, a lot of people want to choose Krishna, but they can't get the result of that because they won't listen here. Oh, you're choosing Krishna. So many Vaishnavas. I've chosen Krishna. You have. They're very sincere. They're doing their sadhana and they're doing all this. So they've chosen Krishna, but Krishna hasn't chosen them. Because if he did, they'd be here and they would hear a verse like this, quoted by Karuna. The transcendental mellows generated from the dealings between the gopis and Krishna cannot be tasted, got to be tasted. Not, this is not there, here on your tongue, literally tasted in the heart and the tongue and the mind. See, it cannot be tasted by means of fruitive activity, yogic austerities, speculative knowledge. In other words, if you don't taste that, you cannot taste it. If you don't taste, see, so many teachers, so many gurus don't taste these relationships that the gopis have with Krishna. They don't taste it. So therefore they speculate. They have to. What else can you do? Well, it's kind of like this. I think it's like this in my mind. See, it cannot be tasted that way. So how can it be tasted? See, all the devotees have to do is just listen to this verse explained as it is, more clear than anything anyone has explained it to date. Make it clear, magnify, clarify, exemplify. See? We're getting to the heart of this verse here. Haven't finished. Got to put it under the microscope right there, Sachi. Magnifying glass. Look really close. There we go. Look at those big mouth there. Big lips. Yeah. Regulative devotional service. Oh, I'm going back to Vrindavan. I'm going to do by regulative devotion. Prabhupada said, I do regulative devotion and I'll go back to Godhead. He didn't say when, did he? So this is the verse as it is, written by Prabhupada, by the way. Didn't he translate this verse? So you can't, mantra yoga, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, without the real taste. Because if you're really chanting, man, tears are going to be pouring, man. You're going to use a lot of these things here, the little things. Tears, laughter from the heart, man. See, not by Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, with all these offenses, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That Christian, man, he eats meat, man. He's blah, 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 blah. No. You got to understand the deeper things. See? So now you can't taste it in all these ways that they're teaching in ISKCON. Isn't it? And Gaudiya Math and Gaudiya Smriti. All these ways that they're teaching to taste this, but you can't do it that way. And it's right there in the verse, right there in Prabhupada's books. We're building to the climax here. It says, you got to have, hey man, this is climatic, cinematic. So how can we taste? Right here. This sweetness can be tasted only through the spontaneous love. This sweetness, spontaneous love of liberated persons who chant the holy names with great ecstatic love. Well, where do you see that in this world? Is it in Jaipataka? Have you seen him taste this holy name with great ecstatic love, or Radhanath? I'm just asking. No, nothing. I'm just asking. Because if you do, that's where you get it. It's through those devotees. Oh, see, that's becoming, you want to become Krishna consciousness? You got to go know where the door is and how to go through it, which is not very hard. All you got to know, the door is there, man. Oh, it's through those devotees there, like Lalita, Ganga, and Johan. They taste the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. River now, look at her, man. It's through those devotees that I can understand. They're family members. They're becoming family members of Vrindavan. They have the symptoms. There you go. This verse that I just explained here, it's right there in Prabhupada's books, explained it just simply in 5 minutes. And in 40 years of doing those sadhanas and teaching those things, everything that's opposite, hearing this verse here and taking it to heart could get you over that ignorance, that sin. See, this sin dissolved by the truth. The truth will set you free. What is that? Set free from what? Set free from sin. Truth will set you free from sin. You mean I couldn't taste this? See, because if you can taste this kind of ecstasy, oh, sin goes far away. It's dissolved. It's like a little mosquito that went into that blue light and went, pew. See? This is the real path. It's right there in the verse. See? Devotees love it. I just love to explain these things because this is light in this world. The light is the conclusive truth, not the inconclusive truth. Or this makes everything more conclusive. Like when devotee was preaching, oh, the way to get this love of God is go to the Dham. Go to the Dham and live there. That's not exactly conclusive. This is. See, this is more conclusive because it's through the devotees who chant the holy name in ecstatic love. You can go to the Dham. I'll show you so many devotees who don't chant in ecstasy. Very few, maybe one out of thousands of devotees, even in the Dham, chant with the symptoms of this kind of ecstasy. See, people need to know clear truth, really clear. And then you get right on, oh, I see, well, isn't that amazing? Doesn't it make it off? Oh, wow, in Gauri Sangha right here, I see the symptoms of what's described in the book. Oh, it's through those devotees who chant the holy name in ecstatic devotion. Oh, I see that all over the place. Oh, they're doing it all the time. Wow, I found the door. You found the door. Hallelujah, Sachi. You found the door. And anyone else? Go ahead, Sachi.
Well, I found the way. I found the door, but I also, for me, it was I found the way off of the hamster
Treadmill.
Oh, yeah. I was stuck in this world. I felt I was really stuck, and I was going round and round and round with my life, and I couldn't get out by myself.
You can't. Yeah. You have to either been set free in a previous life, and then very easily it just awakens and you start from where you left off. Or now, see, what's practical here, you're set free in this life. You just hear from devotees who are empowered, and it gets you right off. See, the truth gets you off of the treadmill. The people only understand half. They're only looking at the Maya. All of them, even the demigods, they're looking at the Maya. Oh, look at the demons. Oh, they're hypocrites. They're lying. See, they got energy behind it. They got hatred. They hate the demons, and the demons hate the demigods. See? So both are caught. And, the devotees who have real devotion, they understand the Lord's mentality. The Lord has no hatred for the demons or the demigods. He wants to set them both free. They just both lack knowledge. They lack the Bhagavatam, the Bhagavat. See, they lack hearing it from a real devotee, so they awaken the taste. See? And then they taste their way through all of it. You're going to taste, Sachi, you'll taste your way through all of this. That's what I say.
Yeah, well, I'm struggling a little more than tasting right now, but I do get some taste, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if I commit to, okay, I'm going to go do kirtan, or I am going to go live and read, and I am going to, commit to this path in some way.
Get off the mental platform. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that just grows, and because everybody's struggling anyway. You might as well struggle here a little bit. The struggle gets less here. You just struggle with the world. It doesn't do much. It's a very tough struggle, and then the world wins. Here, you become a hero. You win your soul back. by struggling here a little bit. And it gets easier. See, this is the thing. We have examples you see with the devotees. You see where they started from, the being a mixed bag and all that, and they're struggling through it. And look where they're at now. You'll see, like with Richard, you'll see if he sticks with this, you'll just like, wow, man, this has gotten a lot easier. And then if you don't believe me, go look at the examples of these witnesses, the devotees. You can watch their videos. Watch River's video from a year ago, from 6 months ago, from 2 years ago, from 3 years ago. Listen to some of the processing she did. Man, it was like you thought Mary Magdalene had 7 devils in her. Man.
River would go online and spill it all out, and I'm like, but that's how you get it out. Is you
how you get it out? Yeah, it's got to come out.
Even become transparent. Let everybody know. No shame.
And then the Lord gives you the taste. More, there's more room for bhakti. All right, so we got some comments here. Read this. Where is it? Somebody says here something. Okay, so we're going to get to the comments here right now, and Sachi's going to, or you want to read the comment, Richard? Here, I'll show it here. Let's see. Boy, a lot of comments. Oh, okay, good. All right, so go ahead. Sim says this. Read that.
I saw a documentary about the symptoms of enlightened people. There were rainbows, raining flowers after death, and shrunken bodies. Okay.
How do we know? This is all speculation. How does anybody know? You see a documentary, like how do they know after death, the rainbows and all this stuff? It's just a visual thing. It's like they want mystic power and stuff. This taste is, you could see rainbows and all that stuff, but if you have no taste for the glories of
it's
the
all
Lord,
psychodrama.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is more important. Okay, read this.
BG92, that any person, Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter, 2nd verse, I'm assuming, that any person who is chanting the holy names of Krishna in course of chanting without offenses feels some transcendental pleasure. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So the thing is, do you want to increase that? So, okay, and any person chanting the holy name of Krishna in the course of chanting offenses feels some transcendental. And you know what? That's the hard way. See, the hard way is, come on, man, chanting the holy name without any offenses. Who can do that? This is the problem. This is why this bhakti doesn't sprout in people. They're trying to, let me get over the offenses first, so then I can relish the chanting. But that's not the deepest path. See? This is the real path. It's through the devotees, as you are. I'm more satisfied with people coming here as they are and honest.
Yes.
Person come here, you're gonna get this gift. This stuff is going to come out of you automatically. That is in the way. These sins are going to come out of you. This is sin inside you. Everybody's sitting on it. These gurus, most of them still have lots, so they can't get rid of it. They don't know how. We know how. Here is it's the place for that. See, so see, that's the difference in this. Here, you very quickly you get the taste. And even though you're not perfect in your sadhana, not perfect in renouncing all material desires, committing sin on the strength of the holy name, I still, it's there. I'm not trying to go that way. The Lord is giving me this taste, and this taste is everything cools down more and more and more and more. And it's not about, as things are hindrance, the Lord gives you more strength to get over this and that. It's a process, man. But can you imagine trying to do this without strong taste and waiting to, well, I got to get rid of all these sins and then I'll get transcendental taste and pleasure. This has been the problem. It's very hard, very slow. See, proof is in the pudding. People come here, they see. You can see. You show me any sangha of devotees that are like they are anywhere so quickly. Johann was 25 years following strictly the rules and regulations, chanting 16 rounds and 25 rounds on Ekadasi, following everything really strictly. And he inched along. And then he came here, and then the taste came, and then same thing with everybody. You want to inch along, and then you do it the hard way. This is
most teachings allude to that anyway, that you get to a point where that isn't enough anymore, and then they talk about you have to engage with bona fide devotees. That's the height of it. Like you're saying, they're doing it backwards.
Yeah, and that if that gets you here to realize that's a fault in a sense. It's faulty. It's less fault. Everything is kind of like a gradation.
But it's purposeful, I think. I think it's purposeful to get us to go where we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
We don't see it. We don't see it because we're so small.
Yeah. It's just also like now I'm preaching like this. Oh, get the taste and everything. There are a lot of people still following that path, and they think, oh, Gohari, I don't want to listen to him. I like this one. Let me become offenseless and then get the taste. See, that's less intelligent. More intelligence is, oh, wow, these guys are getting the taste and they're not completely perfect. And they have such deep taste that they even have symptoms of prema. So, well, I think I'll go the easy way. Now, that's more intelligent. But not everybody's got it. That's why they taught that. That's why Prabhupada taught that.
I've always been Krishna's most unworthiest of devotees, and I always will be. You know what I mean? It's a work in progress. It's going to take me a while.
Yeah.
I accept that.
Yeah. Well, you're not more unworthy than me. I mean, I'm really the unworthy one. See, how dare you try to supersede me in unworthiness? You hear that, Sachin? He's trying to be the most unworthy one. That's what is this? The most unworthy one? I'm the most unworthy one. Maybe Sachin is. Are you the most unworthy one? Sachin, you're a little better than others. Tell me. What's your realization?
I was just reminded of what Prabhupada said. You're not the most in anything.
Yeah.
We're all
There's always someone better or worse.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, the thing is,
everyone's at a different level.
Yeah, but you see, it comes down to it's have you been liberated by this mercy? This is the thing. That's really the essence. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Read that there, Richard.
Anyway, all of my friends in Sangha and all of the Krishna devotees around the world got
to sleep.
Of sleep soon. Something about sleep. Anyway, all of my friends.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
Read this. Read this one. That's okay.
The without offenses is the catching point. The revamp comes with Kachan Mahaprabhu when he is not waiting for the offenses to be gone.
See, this is the essence of the preaching of Lord Chaitanya. He's not waiting. He gave love of God. What did he say to Nityananda? Give love of God even to the most fallen malicious, the meat eaters, the eaters. Give it to them. Nobody, see, they're teaching the opposite. They don't know. And the opposite is basically you're teaching another level. You're teaching sadhana siddha, become perfect, and then get the mercy. See, and that's a very hard path. See? So you start there. Okay, yeah, people got to work. Yeah, work for your salvation. Work, 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 work. Okay, when you see, is there something more? I still feel heavy and still hard. I'm not feeling really happy in my heart. See, okay, maybe you're ready. Well, you ready to listen? Oh, yeah, yeah, I'll listen a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, what you say makes sense. Oh, really? I can get the mercy before I'm perfect? Even don't have to feel guilty or anything. No, you can just understand the truth. This truth that we're preaching here is so perfect and so wonderful. It just tells you, and you'll see it yourself. Oh, why are you getting down on yourself, man? You found the real path. Rejoice in the truth. You found the real path, in spite of you not being perfect. Oh, matter of fact, that imperfection has brought me here to the real path, man. Now my progress is going to be so fast simply because I'm in the right place. I went through the door, and I'm learning that I did go to the door, and I'm getting more and more confident that it is the door. Because the more you hear, the more you'll see what I'm saying is real, genuine, and not the bullshit that Maya does, coming through those who don't know and speculate and all that stuff. No, the words here come true, man. Hey, man. I told River and everybody, I said, just stick it out. I told Evo, just stay here. You found the real path. Well, I'm not perfect. Evo said, I'm not perfect. I can't, control my mind and everything. I said, don't worry, just stay here. You found the real path. Just be here regularly. And the guy, I know he's happy and more in his heart, more happy than he's ever been. And it'll just increase. You don't have to be anything special. And that goes for everybody. You found the real path. What do you think Jesus is teaching? Is no different than this. Same teaching. He's teaching. See, what the Christians know, they don't know that they gotta, they don't know that if anybody's going to be really delivered, they have to take the responsibility like Jesus did. Otherwise, forget it. That's why Christians have problems. Oh, I'm always having this problem and everything. Nobody can take responsibility to be guru. They don't understand the value. They don't understand how to do that. That's why, thank God, Prabhupada came along to give Shiksha, to teach these things.
You don't be guru. You are guru. When someone is really a guru, they are guru. They don't be guru.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, I don't know. See, the idea of spiritual master in the sense of the Bhagavad, the light of the Bhagavad, the light of the Vedas, is one who will deliver you out of illusion. See, so that's the kind of spiritual master that we need, and to deliver people out of illusion, think, oh, well, that's impossible to do that. No, not if you get the mercy, then the Lord gives you that quality. See, like Nartam's song, from the real spiritual master, ecstatic prema emanates. By their word, ignorance is destroyed. That's the qualification. That when the Lord is empowering somebody, you look for that qualification. But people don't look because they don't see what's in the songbook. They don't understand because their gurus don't understand. Their gurus aren't qualified like that. So they're not really they're only practicing Krishna consciousness, but not in the real way yet. The real way is taught here. If ecstatic prema does not emanate from Gaurahari, and by that word doesn't clear away your cobwebs and your ignorance and stupidity and all of these things, then go to those who have that qualification. If you can find one. Usually, if you're lucky, they come to you. That's what Prabhupada taught. When you're ready, the master appears. Okay? And maybe they've appeared before and you just didn't recognize them. This is the whole thing. Lord Chaitanya appeared, the guru of the universe. Nobody recognized him till, it was later on. Takes a while. Yeah. Okay, I think I've kind of stretched my voice as much as I can do now. Thank you very much for coming. Any comments or questions before we go? I didn't finish with the questions here. Sorry about that. Let's keep going here. Well, I did that already. What is this? Why? Okay, is this? Okay, go ahead. Read this here from Dean Smith. There, anybody?
Okay, Bhagavad. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Even from Bhagavad Gita, even one, and from Dean Smith, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly.
Yeah, and there's two levels of devotional service. One is practice. And the important thing is to get the spirit of devotion. This is this Bhakti Lata Bish. And then even though you may fall down and have problems, not fall down, you're living in this world, but you're a devotee. You have devotion. You love God. And God takes all that stuff. He purifies us, and that's why Krishna says, even if somebody commits the most abominable sins, but yet if they are a devotee, they have real devotion, they're considered to be the best in that way. People don't understand that. They're looking at the external. No. Let me see that you follow rules perfectly. Your heart might be hard as rock, and you follow austere, no sex, nothing, but your heart is hard as a rock because the Lord hasn't accepted yet. You're still trying to entreat the Lord. You're still trying to get the Lord's mercy. You're still trying to attain the Lord. See, when the Lord is merciful on you, sees you're sincere, then he'll send you to the devotee who'll just tell you the truth. Truth will set you free. Hey, what is the truth? See, just hear the truth from the real devotees who have real devotion and see that prema emanating, and all will be well. You'll be cleansed just by that. And then symptoms of this ecstatic devotion will awaken in you, and then all is really well. Okay, what else we got here? Read that.
Okay. Just find the ecstatic devotees, serve them, and you bypass the long, hard road of getting to the offenseless chanting. I'm starting to see that now. That being with, yep, definitely.
Yeah, there's these things that are in the way because we feel guilty and shame and all that stuff. And the Lord is saying, no, I accept you, man. You're coming the way, my devotee, my representative. The person in line, you came to a real acharya, man, a real spiritual master, and you're listening. I'm satisfied, boy. Hey, I'm more than satisfied. I'm going to give you plenty of protection, more than these other big sadhana bhaktas, big guys who are doing big austerity. I'm going to give you more because you came to my real representative who really represents me without speculation, knows the essence of what I came to give. And no one else will know unless they listen to that person.
You want to know something really, really strange? 2 days after I started coming to this Sangha.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, out of the blue, I start getting private messages from ISKCON, and they're sending me all these courses. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
They haven't paid any attention to me at all, ever.
Yeah.
Until I started coming to this Sangha, then all of a sudden they're sending me all these courses and now they want me.
Yeah. Well, there's a,
And
yeah, well,
that kind of really made me kind of go, wow, that's like, is that a great big glaring red flag, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I took that as a sign that I was in the right place.
yeah, that's how it is. Maya, as soon as Maya or another, see, you could say that's another level, gets wind, this like religion, it gets wind that there's some real bhakti that you're getting in touch with, wants to go and dash it to the ground or get you into something else. This is a distraction. Yeah. But the Lord
That's
informed.
exactly the way I took it. That's exactly the way
Yeah,
I took it. I took that as saying that this is where I belong.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I was freaking out and stuff there for a while. It's just, and I just, things kept happening. I don't really want to get too much into detail about stuff. And I'm
Yeah,
sitting there going, well, you going to sit here and continue in this doorway banging your freaking head against the wall because it gets sore after a while. And that's
yeah,
why I got no hair. And, or are you going to look at, just open your eyes and see with eyes that see? And that's when, yeah, because I mean, they paid no attention to me until I was coming and hanging
mhm.
with you guys in this Sangha.
Yeah, they got wind of it somehow. Maya knows
Yeah.
everything in that sense. He knows, oh, this guy's getting away. Let's put him with some sadhana bhaktas here for a while. Some Vaidhi bhaktas. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Read that.
River is my warrior hero. She's got, he's got, I can't, she's great
She's got great
in,
imputation. I don't know what
for
that
me.
means. Imputation.
I don't
Yeah.
either. It's probably just,
Maybe.
it's a spell check thingy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, go ahead to read this. Oops. There we go.
But then people whose lives separate in a cave on a mountain because they can't associate with a devotee. Well, yeah, I was one of those people who lived separate for a very long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's necessary.
it had to soften me up a bit. I think that's why that was. Had to kind of take that big hammer and soften me up a bit before I actually was ready for some actual teaching.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll end it here now. My voice is finished here. Okay, great. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. I'll rest
Thank you.
up and maybe give another one. Thank you. Hare Krishna.